Hello and welcome back to the world of the spirit consciousness. This is a continuation of the book study session on the astral body and other astral phenomena. We are in the middle of the 17th module which deals with development of astral powers. In this particular video section, we shall be discussing about activating astral powers the Loic way and the Locathera way. So diving straight into our topic, so again, it's divided into various subdivisions. Four, namely introduction, methods of activating astral powers, the use of ointments, and that mediumship is not a power. So coming into the introduction, so achieving astral powers for its own sake leads to the Loic method of development, as it is known in the East. The powers attained are only for the current personality. And since there are no checks and balances, there is a high possibility of the student misusing these powers. In untrained individuals, the powers appear infrequently, as if according to their own will, and that too very partially. Employing temporary methods is like learning to ride a horse by sedating it, while employing permanent methods is to like properly learning how to ride a horse so that one can ride any other horse. So what are the methods of artificially activating astral powers? Some practices which fall in this category are the practice of hatha yoga, pranayama or breath control, or the invocation of elementals. All procedures which include actively numbing the physical senses in some way, like drugs which could be bhang, hashish, etc., or self-hypnotism. The whirling dance of the Sufi dervishes in religious passion till vertigo and numbness overtakes is also an active way of numbing the physical senses. All procedures which include passive methods like mesmerization so that the astral sensation surfaces, and crystal gazing, which is the lowest kind of clairvoyance, or repetition of invocations using charms, ceremonies, etc. All of these are methods of artificially activating astral powers. Now there are some use of ointments also. Several tales are told of some mysterious drug or ointments which give a person the ability to see fairies, brownies, etc. by applying them to the eyes. Applying such ointments may activate etheric sight, but there is no possibility of attaining astral vision through them. There are ointments which can be rubbed on the entire body to aid the astral body, leaving the physical body in full consciousness. The knowledge of this fact appears to have lived through the medieval times based on the proof given at some witchcraft trials. And mediumship is not a power. Let's see what we mean by that. Those who enter into a trance by repeated chanting of words or charms are likely to become mediums or mediumistic in the following lifetime. Mediumship is not a psychic power because a medium gives up control of his or her own body to another entity and doesn't exert influence over it. Hence, mediumship is a condition and not a power. So, having understood about activating astral powers the Loic way, let us now look at activating astral powers the Locathera way. So, spiritual advancement is the best method of developing astral powers. Spiritual development will automatically develop astral powers. Purification must precede the development of clairvoyance. Development of other vehicles are also very important, and dependable astral sight depends on multiple factors. So these are the various subtopics in which this particular topic has been subdivided. Let us dive straight in. So spiritual development is the best method of developing astral powers. Undoubtedly, the best procedure is a Lokattara method, which consists of Raja Yoga or spiritual advancement. The master overseeing the process makes sure there is absolute safety as long as his commands are obeyed very carefully and diligently. A big benefit of being guided by a master is that the powers achieved by the student are always in his or her command. They can be employed wholly and constantly as and when required. Although the process is slower, the faculties achieved by it are forever situated in the permanent individuality. Permanent methods are synonymous with actual evolution. The temporary ones don't essentially mean the same and may disintegrate after the body dies. So spiritual development will automatically develop astral power. So in general, developing the astral body by artificial methods is not recommended. This is because until one achieves spiritual strength, the astral disturbance of sounds, visions, and other influences can be disturbing and scary. The person who follows the ancient and royal path will realize that astral phenomena is eventually coming to him or her. His or her keener vision will get activated, and new spheres of a much expansive universe will be presented to him or her on every side. Of course, this also depends on one's past karma. It is an example of the saying, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you." Purification must precede development of clairvoyance. So there are precise methods of yoga by which the astral senses can be developed in a sensible and healthy manner. These must be attempted after the preparatory stage of purification has been passed. Otherwise, it is futile and also harmful. The physical as well as astral vehicles need to be purified by breaking negative habits in eating, drinking, allowing hate emotions of all types, etc. And the development of other vehicles are also important. The student will understand easily that practicing meditation helps to build higher kind of matter into the vehicles. One may experience splendid emotions which are reflected from the Buddhic plane, which is the plane just above the higher mental, to the astral body. To balance this emotion, it is important to advance the mental and causal bodies as well. It is not possible for someone to jump from astral consciousness to Buddhic consciousness without developing the vehicles that follow. We can't attain the accurate balance or stability by emotions alone. The splendid emotions that can influence us in the right direction can also influence into a little twisted and less pleasant directions. So dependable astral sight depends on multiple factors. So if a trained visitor from the physical plane is wholly conscious on both the planes, only then can they rely on seeing clearly and constantly on both the planes. To possess accurate, trained, and completely dependable clairvoyant powers, it is important for one to possess powers of planes higher than the astral. The power to predict the future also belongs to the higher planes, but they flash or reflect in complete astral vision. It is found more amongst simple-minded individuals who live in appropriate surroundings. A renowned example of the above is what is known as second sight amidst the Highlanders of Scotland. So we've finished the discussion on activating astral powers the Lokatara way. We will discuss about the using the astral powers and the caveats in the use of clairvoyant and astral powers in the next video. Stay tuned.